This video demonstration will show you how the fluid resource pools provided by Synergy Composable Infrastructure can be utilized to rapidly flex a Docker Enterprise Edition standard installation. Docker Enterprise Edition Standard is an enterprise container platform that enables IT ops and developers to containerize applications and deploy them into production across the underlying infrastructure of choice in a way that is efficient, highly available, and secure at scale. Using the automation capability provided by HPE Synergy Image Streamer, you will see how Docker worker nodes can be rapidly deployed on Synergy bare metal compute nodes in a matter of minutes and automatically join the Docker Swarm cluster. First, we'll start with an overview of the process. HPE OneView manages the Synergy infrastructure. A server profile specifies the configuration of the server, including an OS deployment plan, which identifies a golden image, and server personalization parameters, such as hostname, storage, and network configuration. When the server profile is applied to an available compute node, a snap clone of the golden image is created and presented to the compute node. The Docker golden image we are using includes the Red Hat Enterprise Linux operating system and the Docker Enterprise Edition engine. When the server is powered up, it boots directly into the OS and begins to run the customization scripts to configure the host. The volume to host Docker images is configured on the Synergy Storage module. The Docker engine is started, and the deployment scripts automatically join the worker node to the Docker Swarm cluster, allowing services to run on the new worker node. Viewing our environment from the Docker Universal Control Plane web interface, you can see we have configured a highly available environment with 3 UCP managers and 3 DTR workers. We also currently have 3 worker nodes available for container deployments. From the VMware vSphere web client, we can see our control plane for Docker is deployed on virtual machines. The 3 UCP and DTR virtual machines run on a 3-node vSphere cluster. From HPE OneView, we can see our existing environment. The 3-node ESXi cluster hosts the Docker control plane virtual machines, and 3 worker nodes are hosted on Synergy 480 compute nodes. A server profile for worker 4 is available. The server is currently powered off. Let's look at the details of this server profile. The server profile currently includes a deployment plan, but we need to update it with a new version. The deployment plan we will use is shown here. The deployment plan specifies a golden image. The golden image is a standard Red Hat Enterprise Linux version 7.3 along with the Docker Enterprise Engine package. You can see the size of the golden image is compressed to be very small, only 542 megabytes. This is the image that is cloned to a new volume when the server profile is assigned to a server. Going back to our deployment plan, we can see it specifies an OS build plan. The OS build plan defines the steps needed to configure the operating system. The scripts configure the hostname and networking and set the proxy and firewall. They configure the logical volumes for Docker and then start up the Docker engine. They authenticate with the UCP manager and automatically join the Swarm cluster as a new worker node. Now, back in OneView, we will configure our server profile to use our new deployment plan and supply the customization data. We select our new OS deployment plan, and we set the host name for worker 4. Next, we configure the networking for our new Docker worker. We are configuring our server with a static network that is teamed for high availability. A new OS volume will be created for us from the golden image specified in our deployment plan. Once we select OK, the process begins. Image Streamer creates a new OS volume. It presents the new volume to the server we specified in the server profile. It takes under 3 minutes to clone the volume and configure the server to boot from the new volume. Now we will power on the server and then launch the console to monitor the progress. The server powers up and boots the Linux operating system. As soon as the OS boot completes, the scripts that customize the server and configure Docker begin to run. Worker 4 is now visible in UCP as a new worker node and registers as part of the cluster. Registration of the new worker is complete, and the new node has joined the cluster. The new worker details show us the new worker is ready and has joined as a UCP worker node. As part of the Swarm cluster, our new worker node can now host services as they are deployed to the cluster. This demonstration has shown you how you can quickly deploy new Docker worker nodes with HPE Synergy Image Streamer. Access the link below to the reference configuration for Docker Enterprise Edition Standard on HPE Synergy Composable Infrastructure to find the details on how this solution can be deployed.